headed to YouTube now. And by that I mean we're probably there. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Yes, we are
Now they're used
live.
to it.
Sweet. Alright, let me get this post out. And let me get this tweet up. Right there. And we're good. Oh, that's good.
All right, volume's down, and I am there.
I'll see what
Wendy,
it does
you're
to the
so
live
engulfed
stream.
in something. Like,
Oh, I'm
Engulfed?
just making my way over to the YouTubes.
She's slowly
chat.
headed to the tube of you.
I could use more
yeah,
nap
Jay
time.
White. Jay White's the other wild card that's out there, but the biggest thing with him is they said that he's going to WWE.
Oh God, why?
That's
a good
exactly what I was wondering.
Of course. Then wait till I get on and they're like, hey, you got updates. Well, too bad, because we're stuck now. I checked you. I checked you like this afternoon. What the fuck was up with it then? Oh, well, it wasn't ready then. I don't need a nagging wife. I have a laptop. Why don't you just do it then? Well, I didn't feel like doing it then. I felt like doing it now. Well, now it's not good. But I want to do it now.
I was listening to his podcast of like true crime and spooky shit and stuff from Mexico, and the guys were talking about this one crime and how it was a dude and his girlfriend who killed her siblings. But his story, he's like, yeah, she told me to stab him, but I couldn't. So she took the knife and she did it herself. And they were like, it's nice to know that no matter the situation, men will be men. You try to do something and there's a woman telling you, no, you're doing it wrong. You don't know how to stab him right.
That's not how you do it. Let me show you.
That's what you're going to wear to the murder? Ew.
You don't go underhand. I like it when you go overhand, Norman Bates style. You know, like, ugh. Ugh. Ah, there it is. Okay. Where'd it go? Why did you do that? I didn't ask you to do that. There it is. Oh, nope, there it went. Can I go back?
I'm like, some lady like scratch my armpit right now.
Yeah, why not?
Oh man, it's just us, you know.
Yeah, it's just us right now.
It's just us on YouTube, y'all. It's just us and the tens of listeners we get.
The tens of listeners.
Viewers,
Adrian's
listeners,
up, Adrian?
viewers. Hey, what's going on, Kadrian? Glad to be back, man. Happy New Year. Yeah, I got that up. Okay. So we should be set. Brucey, do you want to do the intro?
Yes.
Yes, he does. Okay. Well, then let me do this. Wait. No, because then I'm not going to be able to hit record. All right.
Good God.
All right. I'm going to hit record. Go in here.
Good push.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Glad that got on the recording. And away we go.
Burberry scars, shirt and Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shirt and Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brucey's time to shine, baby.
Welcome to the very first 2021 episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and we are, as always, the voices of the squared circle. This is also a wrestling show by fans for fans. That is what we're about. And joining me, as always, down on the bottom of my screen is none other than Miss Latina Heat herself, Grandma Wendy, also First Lady. Oh, it's First Lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I forgot that part.
You cannot forget that part.
Wendy's looking at me like, really?
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
That is the best part.
All right, now we're ready. Hit it.
Now we're ready.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mama, see now.
And also joining me, like always, because we couldn't put the show on YouTube if he wasn't here. The guy to my left, the producer, the jack of all. Man, I'm all over the place tonight.
You really are.
Soundboard extraordinaire.
Focus. Damn it, Ricky.
Yes. Yeah. Fucking Ricky.
Come on, Brucey, it's your time to shine.
No, like I don't know. I'm just all over the place on this. I guess there's so much that I want to talk about during the show.
With the Superplex thing, like since mid-December, I've been doing the intro, so he hasn't done this in like fucking month.
You're a little rusty.
This is how I feel when I have to do it out of the blue.
Yes, I am a little rusty on this. So the soundboard extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of none, Dom.
Hey, damn, that's a cold ass honky.
Yeah, it really is.
What up? Happy New Year, everyone.
And as you all know, or should know by now, and if you don't know, I am the MJF Mark. I am the high class one. I am Bruce. So now that that's out of the way, Dom.
Really? You're not even going to let me hit it?
I'm pointing at you.
I am better than you.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See? Sorry if we stumbled a little bit there, folks, but thank you everyone that showed up and watched our Superplex crossover events. It was a huge, like, international success. We really appreciate that. And I want to say, just shout at everyone and say Happy New Year to guys like Kadrian and Brian. And, Alvaro, Happy New Year. Everybody, you guys, you're awesome.
Yes.
We love you. It's so good to be back. It's a new year. It's the same us.
New year, same us. Different gimmick on the show. Anyone notice anything different?
No scarf?
New hat.
New hat, no scarf. I am now saving the scarf for special occasions.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna wear straight wrestling tees and my Conor McGregor I'm gonna kick your ass hat.
Wow. That would be like me ripping the titles down. That's just wrong.
I'm saving the scarf for special moments.
But isn't like every day a special day?
It is Miro Day every day, but
yeah.
Every Thursday is at least a special day.
Let's not say I'm not changing my gimmick. I'm adding another layer to it.
He's evolving.
Like an onion?
Evolving. Yes.
Like the Undertaker.
Jericho. I'm reinventing myself again. Like Matt
he's reinventing. He's evolving. He's adding layers to his persona. Keep it fresh. I'm not. So I got a new background. That's that's how I evolved. I can finally sit in my fox den. So
I'm as fresh as an old bag of cheese. So what you see is what you get, y'all.
Wow,
with hazard hair broken out, like I just whatever.
With a name like Grandma, nobody would have known that already.
Is what you fucking
matter.
Oh my god! So I wonder where we start this off, and I guess since we had like 7-8 days to kind of like process, get the feels out, all that good stuff. I guess we could start talking about the last week's Brodie Lee tribute. Because, yeah, exactly. As soon as I said it, Bruce was like, I know. It took me a week to just be able to say Brodie Lee tribute without going,
I still cannot watch anything from that episode or BTE without shedding a tear.
Right.
It has not failed me. Like I've watched rewatched stuff, and it's just like waterworks. Like,
Right?
oh my god.
Yeah.
Like even the little extra clips they got, like -1 out there and stuff. And I
Yeah.
saw him again on Dark, like talking shit to Marco, and I was like, kick his ass. But then as soon as it was over, I could feel myself welling up, and I was like, really? But that was funny. Like really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like that was
Yeah.
a tremendous, maybe like if not one, it was definitely one of, if not the best tribute shows ever.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Ever. Mainly because like his son got to book the entire show. Like, yeah, we've got 2 hours on national TV. Brodie Jr. Who do you want to see?
Yeah.
And I appreciated that it was the Dark Order's night, you know,
Yeah.
and they really did it for him, man.
And you know what else? Brodie Lee Jr. Damn good booker, I have to say.
Yeah. He's gonna
Did
be.
you guys see? Did you
What's
guys
up,
see
buddy?
what Eddie Kingston said after the show?
Yes, that
Mm.
killed
Oh,
me
man.
this morning. I watched it again this morning, and it. Like,
Yeah, no,
motherfucker,
God,
why
it
do I
did.
do that to myself?
Because we're
Right.
masochists.
Yeah.
Like this Zoom square that you see right now might as well be a glass case of emotions, because I'm in it every time. Just fuck, why?
Yeah, it was.
It was
all
it
in
was
the
damn good
feels.
though.
You know, and I gotta give props to WWE because they actually did it right this time, in my opinion. They did the little thing on Raw that everyone
acknowledged it.
They acknowledged it, and everyone got pissed off. But at the same time, you know, as Scorsese said to me on Twitter, we didn't let it play out. So after we let the scenario play out and AEW did their tribute show, then you start seeing the stuff coming out from WWE. And I actually don't think that was like a jab at AEW or saying, hey, we're going to top you. It was, you guys can have your moment. Now we're going to put our stuff out for them.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like a gesture of saying, here you go.
Right. And even if I wanted to be mad at it, I think shortly after that,
His
wife
yeah.
Amanda came out and put up a big thing that said like the last thing that John would ever want would be a divide in the wrestling community over him.
Yeah.
And once I saw that, it was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm letting it go. Like I'm not gonna, regardless of what I thought about what WWE did, which at this point is like whatever. But even if I felt a certain way, it's like I'm over it. If that's how he would have felt, and that's what she wishes, you know, for to happen from here on out, I'm done. Like, okay, I was wrong. My bad. Sorry, Amanda.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna disrespect that man like that.
Like and like for me in that sense, like I know everyone says, you know, I'm that typical AEW fanboy and I just hate WWE. It's not that I hate WWE or I hate the wrestlers. It's I hate the storylines and I hate the booking.
With good reason.
It's nothing.
See,
It's
that's the
nothing
thing.
that the wrestlers do. It's the company. You know,
Because, you
like,
know, even if you go back, and I know a lot of you already did, but if you haven't, go back and watch the worst of 2020. And people said, going into that show, oh, you guys are all just going to bash WWE. You're just going to bash WWE. And if you go through that show, everybody got bashed in one way or another in that show. People from AEW, WWE, independent promotions, Impact, everywhere. So it's not like we're just fanboys of a certain promotion and we sit here and run our mouths about WWE. I've been watching WWE since I was 5 years old, and at this point, I'm pretty fucking old. Okay,
and over it.
and I'm still watching it. Like I tuned into TLC, and it was a decent show. I'm not saying it was great, but it was decent. They had some good matches. I tuned into SmackDown for the cage match with Roman and Kevin Owens, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of watching Biggie win the Intercontinental title. I want WWE to be better. Felipe even mentioned it on the last show. And I say, hell yes, be better. I'm not looking to bash them. I'm looking for them to be better. Be the grown man in the room. and say, you know what, we've been here, we've done this, we know how to do this, we're going to show you we know how to do this, so that we don't have to, do A, B, and C, or try to follow what you did, or copy what you did, because we are supposed to set the standard. That's what I want them to be, and they're not.
All right, Devin, this analogy is for you. So basically, WWE thinks they're the Roman Reigns, the head of the table of wrestling. They need to act like it, because damn it, they're acting like they're bullying their cousin and making them go fight their fights.
Right.
Bullying their cousin.
They're bullying their cousin NXT and making them go to war with another company.
As good as like Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, the saga was, there was not 1 minute of that Jey Uso wasn't involved. Not one.
Yeah.
He was all up in the ladder match at TLC. He was all up in the steel cage, handcuffing Owens to the friggin' cage on Friday Night SmackDown. He was the reason Roman won both those matches. And if you're Roman Reigns, if you're the head of the table, if you're this big, strong badass, why do you need your cousin, who you are bullying the fuck around on a daily basis, to fight all your goddamn battles and win for you?
But on the other hand, the other side of this coin, they're pretty much doing the same thing with Roman and Jay. Like, and Wendy's gonna roll her eyes and say, "God damn it!" Just like Wardlow and MJF.
I thought that was where you were going.
So,
and
actually,
my next point was going to be, I know Wardlow does get involved, but in every single solitary match, no.
Yep.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not rolling
Not
my
like
eyes.
that.
I'm actually agreeing.
Who's
Not like
throwing
that.
the ring to him? Who throws the ring to MJF when he uses
Wardlow.
it?
All Wardlow.
Yeah, and that one
who was all up in his
that one
AEW
time
title match?
and that one time Wardlow cost him the title. See, that's the thing. Wardlow can actually backfire and make MJF lose. There are some times where he will just stand there and really be minimally involved, where Jey Uso is involved like maximum effort. Like,
But
I'm
how
going to beat up
many-
Kevin Owens. I'm going to handcuff him to the cage. I'm going to drag Roman out the cage. It's a lot more involvement from Jay than there is from Wardlow. I understand the heel tactics and all that, but at a point, it just looks like you're relying on that shit. And how much bigger and supposedly better is Roman supposed to be than MJF? How many years have we heard how strong he is and how powerful and he's the guy that can beat Brock. He's the guy that can beat this guy. He's the guy that can beat blah blah blah.
No, absolutely. I completely, I see all of that as well, but God damn it, Shells, you freaking got all in my damn head. Why are we and
He's reading your mail right now. I hope you know that.
He's like camped in the back of my head right now saying, compare, they're the same. Like and they are. That like that's all I hear. It's like I hear Ode DeCamplo beat and him just talking.
This is
to me
it.
saying,
What?
Compare, they're the same. Compare, they're the same.
Yep.
And
They kind of are.
that's what they're playing Roman and Jay off of, but they're twisting it to their advantage, like Impact did with the Heath Slater storyline. They
guess.
took it and twisted it and made it their own, and it's the same fucking thing.
I guess,
Just-
but
just
regardless,
twisted differently.
the original point that I was trying to make is like, we are not fanboys of anyone. We watch everything. Like we are looking for wrestling out there. Like if it's on YouTube, it's like, okay, maybe I'll watch this. Like just yesterday, I went from the Clash of the whole Coliseum thing with MLW straight into Dynamite, and then tried to stay up and watch NXT's New Year's Evil. I ended up falling asleep before Balor and O'Reilly, so I'm sorry, guys. But that's like 5 hours of wrestling in one day, and I was just like, all right, fuck it, I'm up to it. Because I want to see what happens. I want there to be that good shit moment. But sometimes there not always is. But it's not coming from one or just one promotion. If you look at the worst of, we bashed everyone. It's just WWE is easier to bash because it needs to be better. There's a lot of
It
shit
does
you
need
can
to be
bash.
better.
Like, I didn't put it out there. I didn't say, hey, we need to do Lashley and Lana. Hey, we need to have ninjas. Hey, we need to do this. We need to do that. And just make people go, what the fuck? Because there's no point to it. I didn't put it out there. WWE did. So I'm going to fucking bash it because they put it out there.
And that that goes right back to what I was saying earlier. Like I don't hate the wrestlers in WWE. There's amazing freaking talent there. They're all amazingly talented and very rightly so should be in the big leagues. But it's that shit that makes me not want to watch the ninjas, the cinematic, crazy, stupid turkey leg, like
the eye fixation.
That's why I don't watch.
3 hours wasted on old guys.
Yeah,
like Mustafa Ali said.
We'll get
exactly. I was just about to say, and go back to like what Mustafa Ali was talking about on Raw Talk. If you've seen it, and if you haven't, go watch the clip, and you'll know exactly. Like 3 hours of old guys that supposedly paved the way, but nobody's allowed to walk down that path.
Yeah.
Like, let it go, WWE. It's not 1986 anymore. But before we move on, I can see all these comments popping up. Let me go through and just catch a couple of them. Because, like, when we brought up Brodie Lee's tribute, Peter had said that opening segment got him. And you could see, and not only that, but throughout the night, you could see the emotion in everyone's faces, especially his son's. And, oh, God, even just reading it, I'm like, I know, right? Brian said the Brodie Lee tribute was amazing. Peter said WWE basically aren't doing themselves any favors, hence why we bash them. But NXT and NXT UK are doing all right. They are. I definitely enjoyed what I saw from NXT last night. I was just tired, y'all. It was late. It wasn't boring. It was just late. Oh, okay. And Wendy and our adopted brother Alvaro said Roman with Jay. It's like Hollywood Hogan relying on his NWO members to save him. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I agree. I can't.
And just like Shawn Michaels relying on Triple H and DX.
and Peter just popped the comment when I said I hadn't seen it all. He said, "To be fair, I'm just catching up on NXT."
To be fair.
To be fair.
I do see something on here that I'm kind of like, I can't fucking believe it because I didn't get a chance to watch Fusion.
Oh, you missed it.
Yeah.
The new middleweight champion. I watched.
Lionel
it was great,
Green, y'all. Lionel Green.
But he's actually Leo in MLW. It's crazy.
But
I don't know how it happened.
Now, like I said, I haven't watched the episode yet. I'm going to go back and watch it, but I have to ask, how in the fuck did he beat the Samoan friggin' bulldozer?
Oh, no. He won the middleweight title from Myron Reed of Injustice. Okay. The guy with the chest protector.
Thank you.
He won the middleweight title. The heavyweight title match has not happened. They had the middleweight title, which was Leo and Myron. Then they had the tag titles. Devon Eriks defended. That was great. I missed. That was a
bunkhouse match, right?
It was a bunkhouse match. It was dope. I missed Devon Eriks. We love you guys. And at the end, they had Alex Hammerstone in that match with Mods Kruger, the big dude from Contra. And it just kind of ended in a no contest. Like, they were too busy kicking each other's ass outside the ring. They got counted out. It was kind of... That moment was kind of meh, but I don't want to say it because it was Alex Hammerstone, and nothing Hammerstone does is meh. So... like, that man is a wrestling god. Nothing he does is meh. Right. But yeah, Peter said, that was extremely good this week, and it really... Or no, Kadria did, and it really was. And yes, Leo Rush winning, that was huge. Let me see here. Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill is becoming a must-see pay-per-view. Yeah, Hard to Kill is definitely becoming a must-see pay-per-view. Like, I'm gonna go in my pocket on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna get to that too. We might even answer your question, Kadrian. I'm pretty sure we will. 2 weeks of Impact. Genesis this Saturday, and then Hard to Kill the week after. Yeah. And I gotta say it just because he brought up Genesis. Now we have Jazz in yet another match, refusing to retire. Like, I know her and Jordan Grace lost to Havoc and Nevaeh. The Knockouts Tag Championship finals are set, and they're exactly what I thought they would be. I called the whole tournament. But yeah, Jordan somehow talked Jazz into one more match this Saturday against her at Genesis, and I am dying to see that. I have loved Jazz since I've been an itty-bitty Bingle Hall kid, and she was like gorilla pressing grown men and throwing them out of the ring into tables. I was like, oh, this bitch. like, don't get me wrong, it was still in the days of China and stuff, but I'm watching Jazz like in person. I'm thinking, she kicked that bitch ass. I love her. I was so glad Jessica Havoc actually got to fight her, because that was like I found out that was one of her dream matches going in, and I was like, oh my God, really? Wow. She's like, yeah, I love Jazz too. It was cool. It was cool. I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for Jordan Grace versus Jazz. Anything that keeps her from walking away, I'm all excited about.
So, talking about Impact, since it got brought up, I got a question. I got a question for y'all.
I know you had a couple of questions about like.
I've got a couple, but this plays right into one of the two Impact questions I have. So now that we're truly seeing this AEW Impact crossover like really going down, and
oh yeah,
they're on the pay-per-views. Now the Good Brothers were on AEW. Do you guys think that we'll see Impact go back to live tapings again because of this, so they can get AEW talent on their show instead of pre-recording it?
That's a good question. Like, I want them to. I'm not sure if they can, because like when I've recommended it a few times for like people who don't have access or whatever. Like, watch Jessica Havoc's feed on Twitch Tuesday nights. And she'll explain a little bit of like how Impact is done, and she says people are brought in waves to record their matches, their segments, whatever, and then they leave, and then the next group comes in to do their matches and their segments, because there's only so many people you can have in the building at the same time.
Well, they're in Canada too.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. Don't quote me, but I think their restrictions are a little bit stricter than ours. So they have to be brought in to do their matches, their segments, whatever, and then a wave of people leave, and then another wave comes in, and they do their matches and their segments and whatever. And like, say if Swan needs to stick around because Kenny Omega's going to kick his ass, he might, but then everybody else dips, and then a whole other wave of people come in. So I'm not sure if they actually can do a live show, but I would love to see it. Either way, this thing has gotten like so much better so fast.
Absolutely.
Like it was kind of simmering on the stove, just bubbling a little bit, and now it's boiled the fuck over between Impact last week, or this week with Kenny Omega at Rich Swann and the Good Brothers again, like actually going in and kicking some ass and doing whatever, and then skip ahead to Wednesday and fuck.
Now, what? This is crazy to think about. With Impact going live, what if Tony Khan let Don Callis bring the Impact talent to Daly's place on Tuesday nights?
Oh,
that would be
live
awesome
shows.
to see.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would be great. Mm-hmm. Yes, Good Brothers coming to Dynamite was definitely too sweet, Kadrid. I'm gonna hit you right there.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I would love to see, Impact talent in Daly's place or in Miami, because we've been told that they're going to be moving basically to like get out of the weather in the near future, like next month. And
if they move to Florida, they just need to go.
Well, they're in
TV.
Jacksonville, but they're moving to Miami.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm guessing because Miami
AEW.
is either AEW. Because I'm guessing
Miami's significantly
Miami
warmer.
has better weather or has some place
It's further
indoors.
south. It's further south, so it has better weather.
It's farther. It's like 200 miles away from me.
Everybody's trying to do
right
what they
now,
can to avoid catching COVID, but at the same time, these guys and girls and whoever are all out in like pretty frosty goddamn temperatures, wearing next to nothing. So it's like, yeah, you don't have COVID, but you might have caught pneumonia,
Like right now, Miami is 72, and it's just sunshine all week.
Yeah.
Whereas Jacksonville is what, cold? Not even cold. It's 63 and raining.
Well, you know, they were saying like last night during the Dynamite show, it was like barely 50 degrees because
Yeah.
like as you
Yeah,
get
like
on
it
in
gets
the
into
night.
the 50s.
40s.
Yeah. Where with Miami, it just kind of stays in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot more. It's a lot easier for them to even be outdoors and put on a show because they don't have to freeze while
No,
they're doing it.
it gets chilly down there, but chilly down there is like 65.
Well, that's the you know when you say
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
when you say oh it's 50 degrees and people are cold out
Freaking
here.
cold.
The South,
It's
Philly,
cold at 50 degrees
Philly.
down here.
Philly, psycho is like
I would kill for some
fuck
50-degree weather, man.
right? Like 50-degree weather is like damn near late spring, early summer in Pennsylvania. Fuck you.
Here in Arlington tonight, it's 37. Our
Right.
highs were 46, so
right, like here it
Look,
wasn't
I'd kill
much
for
it
different.
is-
50-degree weather.
It hits 50 and it feels like
But
30.
to be fair, not everybody
see
is
my
used to
You
breath
got
it.
your
this
little
morning.
parka.
Oh
You got
my
your parka,
God.
your
breath this morning.
balaclava, all the
Okay,
scarves.
fuck to be fair, you Florida people are just bitches. That's all. I'm done.
True.
Your blood thins out the longer you're down here.
I've been down in this
Your blood
damn
thins
state
out?
for like 15 years, and I'm still standing outside in a t-shirt in 30-degree weather, smoking a cigarette. Like, no big deal.
Hey, whatever helps Brucey sleep at night.
Right. That's a good thing. But yeah,
Look, when I lived in Maine, I could do the same thing Dom did. I was running around in shorts and a t-shirt in friggin' middle of winter, but now, no.
let's
Or it could be that I'm old.
At least put a hoodie on. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, a good bit of Dynamite is already taped, but I don't know if they're like adding these segments in or if they had this planned all along. I don't care. I just know it's getting good. Like, yeah, it'd be cool for Impact or Dynamite to go back to live shows all the time, but who really cares at this point with what we're getting already? It's like, tape it. I don't give a shit. I was shocked as hell. I was like, holy shit, Kenny and the Good Brothers are back together in Impact. This is great. Holy shit, are you seeing
That
this on
was- yeah.
Dynamite? Like this is
I love what
ridiculous.
Tamatanga said when he was like, "It's not really BC without the Tongas." Like,
Right?
That's
Holy shit.
another one.
But
of
he's
my
not
questions.
wrong. He's
That's
definitely
he's
not
not.
wrong.
He's not wrong.
And that leads into another high class question, which was
Yes, it does. So with GOD, Gorillas of Destiny, on this AEW Impact imitation, well, not even really an imitation, but like reunion of Bullet Club members. And like Wendy said on Twitter, Tama basically said it's not the Bullet Club
without the Tongas.
Without.
So with GOD wanting to have matches with the North and also with FTR, do you guys think we might see a short stateside stint for GOD and Impact and AEW?
Oh
And
God, please, yes.
That would be amazing.
to basically legitimize this Bullet Club so they can be called Bullet Club.
I want it to happen for so many reasons. First and foremost, it would spring this relationship, this icy relationship that New Japan and AEW had to a whole new level, to a level of like Impact and AEW, which would make things just even better. And secondly, to have all those amazing tag teams able to fight one another under one roof. Like just all, like, I know a lot of them were in New Japan, but like the North weren't, FTR weren't. So like you might see, and I don't remember ever getting, maybe once, twice, you got like GOD versus the Good Brothers. So
Yeah.
like,
that was like tag league and stuff.
yeah, like the G League tag tournaments, that kind of thing. You may get it here or there, but it's not something that you saw a whole lot. And when you did, it was restaurant quality shit. So to get them all in the same room, to start building this bridge with New Japan, to get you know, as Wendy loves to hear me say, to get those guys to walk through the forbidden door. I'm all in. Like, do it. Like, if it takes God coming to get you know, New Japan on board, to get Kenta showing up with the briefcase and talking shit to Moxley about the IWGP US title, like holding up that briefcase, like, yo, Mox, you ready to go night night? if it gets guys like Jay White or whoever from across, even if it brings like Kota Ibushi over with both belts, challenging Omega, like the Golden Lovers Showdown, I'm all for it. Do it today.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was just gonna say something and I completely forgot what the hell I was gonna say.
Well, that's
'Cause you're
okay.
old.
Let's see what we got in
Thanks,
the
Wendy.
comments and let you think on it.
No, I actually got it because we're
I was gonna say, and Kadrian says it would help the relationship, like I did, but then he said it would also connect the dots of all Bullet Club factions, and Tamatonga said he would love a New Japan Impact relationship as well. Tamatonga, you might be my role model at this point. You are building bridges, my friend.
now let's
This is what I want, and you're helping to do it. So I salute you.
let's put this in kayfabe wrestling world here in Bullet Club history. The
Okay.
history of Bullet Club, the only way you actually got out of the Bullet Club is by getting the shit kicked out of you.
Oh yeah.
Happened to
Jumped
Balor,
out.
jumped
Jumped out. Yeah.
So it happened
you got
to Balor,
jumped-
happened to AJ. So here's the thing.
When you wanted to leave, you had to look like Apollo Creed in Rocky IV. Like you had to be on the ground twitching.
Yep.
Now,
And even that tears me up.
if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, and Wendy will probably cross-check me on this,
Stat girl.
I can do that.
I believe the Bucks and Kenny and Hangman and Cody as well never got jumped out of the Bullet Club.
You're right.
They did not.
So
No.
They did not.
technically, to
Because
be
technically
fair,
Kenny never really
To be
left.
fair,
they are still Bullet Club members because they never got jumped out.
I mean, Kenny went and he helped create the Elite, and then the Golden Elite with Ibushi and all this other stuff, but he never technically left the Bullet Club. If you think about it,
None of them
Hangman
did.
didn't either, really.
I think
and-
the good brothers even got jumped out. Actually,
And I know it kind of takes the shine off of it now, so I'm not sure if I want to see it happen, but ROH, bless you,
Yeah.
Grandma.
thank you.
ROH and Marty Scurll ended up parting ways. So if you get the villain, and now you're just piecing all this stuff together, you're bringing guys in from New Japan
Yes.
and whatever. Like you have every official faction of the Bullet Club in one big row. I'm not saying you should bring Marty back at this point because I'm not sure if we forgive him or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what he did was wrong, but there was also a lot of wrong at the time, and a lot of that wrong is wronger a word? Because it's the only one I can think of. So I'm not sure if I forgive the villain just yet, but it would be a cool addition if you're getting, the Gorillas of Destiny, if you're bringing all these guys in from New Japan and from everywhere else to get him too.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Wendy.
I think Wendy got offended and left.
No, her
No,
shit
she's
froze
coming
up.
back. She's coming back. We're okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here she is.
Okay,
Here she
while
is.
we're waiting on Wendy, Brian had said, I know it's a pipe dream right now, but I would love to see AEW, Impact, MLW, and New Japan all working together. You know what, Brian? It's
You
not
guys are
as
reading
much.
my mind.
It's not as much of a pipe dream as you might think because, like, add NWA in there since you got the NWA Women's Champion sitting on a Dynamite roster. AEW roster, I'm sorry, working on Dynamite. I'm a little excited if you can't tell. I mean, it's the new year, we're back, there's all this stuff going on. Like, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is what we need to do.
And talking about all those companies working together, Brian, like Wendy, actually, I think Wendy posted it or pointed it out to me on Instagram. I think he posted it in group. There was a cartoon drawing of Kenny Omega with the Thanos gauntlet on.
Right.
And he had
Oh, that's
companies.
right, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he had AEW, or he had AEW in the middle, and then he
Right.
had Impact.
Impact.
So you figure on the gauntlet, you've got one in the middle. You got basically 6 stones.
You got 6.
You got 6. So
Yeah.
AEW,
Impact.
Impact, NWA,
NWA.
and IWGP.
That's 4.
ROH, and MLW.
Yeah.
6 companies.
There's your
6
stones.
titles. There's your stones.
And we didn't even have to fly all over the world or kill one of our kids to find them.
Ooh. I think he sacrificed Hangman.
I was just about to use your little soundbite and just remix it and say, "We're better than Thanos."
Not by much.
Still better.
I guess.
It counts. Oh, man. Oh. I'm sorry. I love you, Peter. And then WWE will put AJ Balor and Cole together.
I would not be surprised. Like,
Sorry. It probably would.
yeah.
They almost did with Cole and Balor on NXT. They had that too sweet moment, and you thought,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, bring AJ and the Irish guy and the little man boy together. Let's do
The
this.
Irish and the man boy.
Let's make them a
you
team.
know.
That was awesome.
I get. I don't want to be the one that kills the fun. It's an awesome segue, but I don't want to be the wet blanket.
Well, I mean, you're already gonna be it just by saying it.
Yeah,
It's like,
you already
you know,
are.
like-
You beat it.
Speaking of WWE's response, because before the best and worst, we had talked about Goldberg, because at that point the rumors were Roman, and we thought, well, this is clearly their response to Sting debuting on Dynamite. And then of course Monday we got Legends Night, and we had
3 hours.
I gotta be honest, I didn't watch it. I tuned in for straight up Steve Austin after Raw, and caught the tail end of the show, and I wish I wouldn't have, because there's Goldberg, and he's rattling on, having what can only be seen at this point as even if it was WWE creative, as like a senior moment, where he's just rattling on to Drew about how he's disrespecting Legends, and I'm like, really? Because
Yeah.
top of the show, he was doing the whole Hulk Hogan shtick and flexing and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Randy Orton is laying out Legends left, right, and center. I think you were looking for him.
I think you're lost.
Like, did you miss some meds today, Goldberg? Because like over the guy that set Bray Wyatt on fire, not him, but eventually he challenged Drew to a match for the WWE Championship. Right.
At the Royal Rumble.
Did you see those reactions, ladies and gentlemen? If you're listening to this podcast, both of them threw their heads back and rolled their eyes so hard, I thought they were going to pop out. Bling!
I saw the back of my brain.
Right?
It curdles my milk. It rustles my jimmies. It does all the bad things.
It
you
grinds
can
my gears.
Yes, all of it.
Like I said on Wendy's post, what I would rather watch is Marco Stunt versus Hikaru.
That was my post.
versus Riho and an AEW women's.
That was
title
actually
Yep.
my post.
No, that was
what
your
you'd
post.
rather watch.
Oh, I posted it.
Wendy had posted. Oh no, that's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I had posted.
I posted.
Who's a better
Which one
opponent?
to do. Yes.
A better opponent for Drew at Royal Rumble, and we got some great answers to that too. But I have the things that you would rather do other than watch Goldberg and Drew at Royal Rumble, and we had a slew. But I'm only going to go through a few of them.
Some questionable answers. Some
Dan-
answers left me wondering, what's wrong with you people? You fucking
Right.
need Jesus.
I love Wendy.
who I'm talking
I
about.
love grandmas. First of all, she's like, I'd rather watch a best of Mongo VHS.
Gotta find that VHS player.
She likes watching them.
But I have to
And-
find my VHS player, dust it off. I have allergies. I can't be doing all of that.
Right.
Brucey, come on.
And of course, Dan busts out watch paint dry. Yeah. I'd rather watch Orton versus CM Punk in loser kisses Vince McMahon's ass match. Mike had said he'd rather watch two monkeys doing it. Okay.
That could be interesting.
And I'm sure Wendy said gold star, but I feel like that was sarcastic. High Class's response: I'd rather watch Marco Stunt versus Rio for the AEW Women's title.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Yes. That is
Oh.
exactly what I said.
Some
And-
Dave said stick a body part in a blender, and it's a sensitive body part too. Why am I even said stick my dick in a blender?
See?
Is what he said.
Wow.
I reiterate, some of y'all fucking need Jesus. Some of y'all need I don't know if it's Jesus or what, but y'all need
Okay,
something.
so my response
Yeah.
was watch my wife fully clothed organize my sock drawer. That was my response.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that.
I think I also said I'd rather go on a week-long date with CM Punk and pay for everything.
Ooh, watch Two Girls, One Cup. Ew,
Oh.
ew.
You need Jesus, you're in the prayer circle.
Right. We
No
gotta
more
add,
of that.
We gotta add Andrew's name to the prayer circle.
Yep.
Watch One Direction, Peter said.
I'd rather watch Grandma Wendy punch CM Punk in the dick.
That would be so much more fun to do than suffer through this fucking match.
Yeah, I love Wendy. I'd rather go on a week-long date with CM Punk and have to pay for everything.
Everything. Even that glass of water. I'll pay for it all.
And I gotta throw my last one in there. I'd rather spend 24 hours with Randy Orton and say nice things about him. That's how unenthused I am by this match. I'm hoping it's 5 seconds, Drew Claymores his head off, and we're just done.
I'd rather play chess with Baron Corbin.
Wow.
I'd rather get in a limbo
lousy at it.
contest. I'd rather get in a limbo contest with Chad Gable, and he's little. So I know he's gonna win. I'm 6'4". He's gonna win.
Fuck.
I'd rather go shopping. I'd rather go shopping with Lana.
Listen, I'd rather watch MJF have a face turn.
Oh.
That's pretty hardcore, bro.
Okay, that about says it all.
Yeah.
But you know, I sat here and I asked people, and I said, like, I'm waiting for somebody to say, I want to see this match, or I love this match. And the more I put it out there, the more it seemed like everyone that follows us on social media, all the platforms, had
but
one
one.
answer. And that one answer was,
Oh, hell no!
No, there's one. There's one person that's nope. There's one person that's not on that train, and he's someone we like and respect.
and he's someone that's in your head today, because you keep bringing him up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the reaction you do get across social media is like, oh well, you know, Sting's in AEW, and people say that he should get a world title shot, and I'm like,
No, they
really,
haven't.
really, because Sting's been there going on like 6 weeks now, and
He doesn't show up.
all he's done is show up, get snowed on, point a bat at somebody, say a few words, give Cody Rhodes a noogie, you know, see you later, kid. You know, like, he's been
Tony
entertaining.
Schiavone yell out, "It's Steve!"
Oh my god! Like,
exactly.
As much as I
Shivani
loved that
moment.
Back in the day, it's annoying. Now. It's annoying
But
now.
he really
They're
hasn't
overdoing it.
done. He really hasn't done anything else. And in 6 weeks, have they announced that Sting is going to get a shot at the AEW title?
No.
He's not going to either.
But Goldberg was back for 6.5 seconds, title match. And when I say that, then I get, well, you can't compare companies like that. I just did.
And
It's my
I'll do
answer.
it again.
I just did. I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to keep doing it. Because, again,
Gotta
I'm
watch it
expecting
play out.
WWE. No, forget watch it play out. You know how many times we've heard that? We've heard it about Lana Lashley. We've heard it about Retribution. We've heard it about Shorty fucking G. How'd that play out?
So well.
You know how it plays out? The same way everything in WWE plays out. They put it out there, they let it sit, they let it stink, and then it goes away, and then they put out the next turd. Nothing plays out.
You know what? I think we were discussing this. Peter, I'd rather go golfing with Trump.
Wow.
I'd rather go fishing with Scott Peterson.
Damn. We were discussing this in the group chat, like amongst ourselves here. When they bring these old heads back to be like mentors or managers or coaches like Arn Anderson or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, it makes sense to me.
Yes.
But when you bring them back and are like, here's a title shot just because of your name and your legacy and all that, I'm like, but why? But why? It doesn't make any
Exactly.
sense.
Exactly. And honestly, I know I didn't have this plan, but like, keep it or kill it. A 62-year-old Sting is a better wrestler than a 50-some-year-old Goldberg.
Fuck yeah, keep that
Keep
shit.
it. Oh my god.
Like what the
That's
hell?
hot. That's hot.
Right? Keep it. Everybody's going to say keep it because Sting was actually trained to wrestle where Goldberg never was and never gave a shit. He was just Goldberg, so he didn't have to. Sting is actually a trained wrestler, so I'm betting, I would put my life on it that he is a better in-ring performer right now than Goldberg, maybe ever. But definitely right now.
If you can't, on the fly, change up your promo, you're still green. You're still greener than baby shit.
Yeah.
And you've been in the business how long? And you've been a wrestler for how long? And you're still green? Come on, old man.
Amen.
He cut a
That's what I'm
promo where the other half of the promo didn't even get to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Drew
That's what I'm
McIntyre
saying.
didn't even get to friggin' cut his half of the promo, and then he comes out to finish it with what he was supposed to say. Like, do you not realize that shit makes zero sense?
None. And I guess I'm gonna begrudgingly. I'm not even gonna put the accent on it. To be fair, there were reports that WWE told Goldberg this is how it's gonna happen. Drew's gonna do this and that and the other, and you're gonna come out and say this and yada yada yada. And then they stuck him in a room and they hit him because they didn't want anybody to know he was there. And then they changed their plans. But guess who they didn't tell? Willie G. They just stuck him in a room.
Sure.
He wasn't even watching the show.
I cannot believe he was
According
not watching
to
this show.
according to grain of salt sheets, but I just want to put that out there because again, to be fair,
To be fair.
To be fair.
see, nobody wants to put the accent on it for Willie G because he's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
So
and now
why
I can
are we
just
still
see.
talking about this?
Well, there is one more thing I wanted to throw on top of this, and that's when I'm looking at these two, I'm not looking at their promotions. I'm looking at the two of them, which is why I asked the question. Because as soon as I said keep it or kill it, everybody keep it. I'm sure if we go in the chat, keep it. Everybody's going to say keep it. Because I'm not comparing promotions. I'm comparing wrestlers. I'm comparing what Goldberg is now to what Sting is now. Mm-hmm. Because they're like 5-6 years apart, I think. I'm not sure how old Goldberg is, and I don't really care. They've both been in the business for quite a while. Sting longer, yes, but quite a while. They've both been in top-tier main event title matches, but one's still probably a damn good wrestler, and one never was. And one's getting a title shot, and the other one isn't because you think it's a joke. If Sting getting a title shot is a joke, what's Goldberg?
We're so far down the rabbit hole right now.
It's ridiculous, right? We need to come out of this. We need to come out
crawl
of this
out.
somehow, some way.
Can we get out of this rabbit hole?
Can we break into the Chris questions that he left us? That might get us out of this rabbit hole. Because some of them I
Please,
think
dear
we
God.
touched on a little bit, but he definitely did. Going back to Brodie Lee, this is a good one.
Okay.
What do we think will happen with the Dark Order since
my God!
Brodie Lee is no longer with us? Rest in peace. I guess now we can talk about it. Like, I didn't want to bring it up in the worst of when we found out live. And I felt bad because I had John Silver on some of my stuff, like most underrated. But I wasn't going to change it in the moment. But I think now is a safe time to ask what becomes of the Dark Order without the Exalted One. Brucey, I'm going to let you go because you were just so pumped. Go!
So
High class.
my actual theory is now, because the storyline would actually play out with the Dark Order. My theory was what's going to happen, like Uno and Silver are going to have a match to see who the new leader. They won't be the Exalted One or nothing like that. They'll see who the new leader is. Silver will win the match and he'll be there. Not that Dark Order will become a joke, but they won't be taken as seriously, and then like they can't figure out why, and then in comes Sean Spears and takes over not as the exalted one, but like the almighty one or something different. They can't call him the exalted one because that's
For respectful
specifically for
reasons.
Brodie and out of respect. But he'll come in and he'll be the new head of the Dark Order, and it will give him that push, that boost, that kick that he needs. And it's exactly what Brodie would have done to help out another wrestler.
Now, Cager in our socially distanced live audience here has said that clearly Hangman will join the Dark Order at this point. Is there any chance we get Hangman in charge of the Dark Order?
No, because it won't be the Dark Order anymore. He's an outsider being recruited. You know, it's not like someone that's either been there since the beginning,
Day one,
or someone that we don't know about coming in and can be put in that spot.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Hangman's not a cult personality. He needs to become that loner, that that loner tweener / like he rolls with the Impact AEW Bullet Club sometimes, but then on the other times he sometimes he just rides on his own.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I think I have I'm not going to say exalted one because I don't think they're going to do that ever again. It's like when they handed -1 the TNT title and they came out with a whole new championship just because Brodie held it. You know, I don't think they're going to do the exalted one again. But if there was a perfect leader for the Dark Order, fuck, it's got to be -1. It's got to be. The kid's already walking out with these guys, cutting promos, hitting MJF in the head with a friggin' kendo stick. Oh my god! Like, that kid has more personality and probably more training than Goldberg. Sign him up today. He's the new leader.
I don't know. What do you think, Wendy?
I think the Shawn Spears angle makes a lot of sense. Paige has more of a in the group kind of vibe, and if he does any leadership stuff, it's never with a group. It's just him on his own. He's solid on his own. So I could definitely see Shawn Spears being like, AEW never gave me the chance, so maybe I'm gonna have to take it myself. And taking over leadership of the Dark Order.
And I guess he has been losing a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
I was trying to be nice, but okay, true.
No.
True.
And
Fact.
he said he was leaving AEW,
fact.
turned off all his
social media and everything,
is
yeah.
off, and he said he's gone. I mean, we saw him at the tribute show because it was a tribute show.
This might answer Kadrian's question, but let's just make sure. He says, so Bruce, you are splitting up Spears and Blanchard if Spears joins Dark Order, because Spears and Blanchard aren't working together anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it makes
splitting
sense,
them up.
yeah.
It
Okay.
makes total sense. He doesn't
Just clarification. You know.
He doesn't need. I mean, if he goes to Dark Order, he doesn't need Tully. And right now, Tully's with the two people that he needs to be with because they're just like he was as a wrestler. Like,
And again,
he belongs with FTR.
like I had said a few weeks back, it felt like, Tully got with FTR, and he looked at Shawn Spears and went, I'm out, here's a glove.
Yeah, that too. That's actually what I was going to go with. Like, what has Blanchard done for Spears, to be honest,
Nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things.
nothing.
That's one of the things Spears can bring up, and he can be like, you were supposed to be here for me, with me, by me, help me, and instead you were just like, vaya con Dios, amigo, and called it a night. Like,
Yeah, Shawn Spears could go back to that old classic song, just what have you done for me lately?
and the other thing is like he can be that extra kick for the Dark Order to go over that hump. Like they had the big night on the tribute show.
Yeah.
But where were they this Wednesday?
Exactly.
Oh God, Peter is saying Colt could be the leader. Could you imagine that?
No.
Could you imagine that?
No.
'Cause you guys are talking about how much you
No.
love Colt Cabana in
I
the
like
Dark
Colt
Order.
Cabana,
So
and
how come he can't take lead? Brodie was pretty sweet on him. I mean, kind of kind of mentoring him and
because
everything.
because the Dark Order needs a firm hand,
Yes.
and that's Sean Spears.
Mhm.
Colt Cabana, like I've said before,
Well-
is the golden retriever amongst the black cats, and he's
I'm not
just
saying-
too sweet and too
Okay.
gentle for them. They need like a let's get to business.
That makes total sense, but at the same time, like I know Colt doesn't exactly have the firmest hand, but he does have a bionic elbow. I mean, close
Shut
enough.
up.
I am totally not gonna lie about this. I love Colt Cabana. I love what he's done in the business, but I'm very disappointed in this run with the Dark Order. I was hoping for an actual major heel turn, but
But that's I had kind of seen this coming all along. I don't want to just say that, but it's true.
Because if it is a heel turn, it's been like way too much of a slow burn.
Okay, I don't think I can really answer the Finn Balor Kyle O'Reilly question, even though it's awesome.
yeah, I
He's
haven't
like,
seen
I
that
saw
match yet.
I saw Balor covered in blood. Does this mean he finished off Kyle O'Reilly Mortal Kombat style? Just Finn,
Quite possibly.
finish him. You know, I can't answer that. I tried to watch like 5 hours of wrestling in one day. I fell short. I'm sorry. So I guess
That's
we'll
what
go
she
to
Does she really though?
probably not.
No.
Let's see. What happens to Jay White if and when he's ousted from the Bullet Club? I personally think this is all a work, first and foremost. Because he had the
What?
match with Ibushi, he lost, he kind of, alluded to leaving, but it just didn't, something didn't feel right about it. It feels like a work right now. I could be wrong, but it feels like a work to me.
Oh my God, sometimes I scare myself. What if he actually comes over stateside or North America side and joins the Bullet Club over here? Then this new American Bullet Club takes on the Japan Bullet Club.
See, that's good. I can't even find it now on the soundboard, but hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Like, I'm gonna give you some applause for that because that would be beautiful. I would love that.
But
I would
the
love
only
that.
problem with that is, in kayfabe world, him and Kenny don't get along.
Not at all. Not one bit. But there's a lot of people that don't watch New Japan, so they probably don't know that.
But the sad truth
Like, don't get me
To
started
all
on
of
some
this
some casual wrestling fans at this point, like
is-
asking questions. Just don't.
Jay White is rumored to be going to WWE.
Oh, why'd you have to
But-
go and bring that up?
It's like I
Like,
said,
yep, you deserve this
it's-
too.
It's the rumor.
If ever I wanted a rumor to be wrong, it is that.
It's weird to me how there are so many active complaints, not just from fans, but from former wrestlers and current wrestlers, and yet the E is still the gold standard. You know what I mean? Like, it's still the major leagues that everybody wants to be at.
Because they're basically killing it on a spreadsheet, so they're going to continue to be. But that doesn't mean they're exactly,
I mean, yeah.
It means we get rid of house shows and trim our budgets back and release a bunch of people and make billions of dollars during a pandemic, and we're on top. Good job, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
WWE's like that CEO in a major company that sexually harasses every woman on the floor but never gets in trouble.
Oh my god, yeah, that is exactly what it is.
Oh my god, PETA. Wow. First
What?
it comes up with Colt, and then he says maybe Evil Uno says Brodie would want Cody to be in charge, and he could he could. Sorry, he worded this weird. Cody to be in charge. This could lead to Silver challenging Cody. Like, whoa? Wow.
Now, the only reason I say no to this is because right now, at this point in AEW, Cody is their John Cena.
Yeah, he is.
He's that baby face. He's the top major baby face in the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah, this is
Say
true.
what you will, Dom, but he is. Yeah.
It's true.
He is. He's
He knows
the-
more than 6 moves, but it's still true.
way more than 6. But
Way
I mean,
more.
I'm just saying, like,
Just-
This is
few
like the
more.
new Goldberg versus the new Sting, you know, like Cena and Cody.
no, but I mean, I'm not talking wrestling styles or nothing like that. I'm just talking about like gold standard in the company, where
Yes.
they're held, the Make a Wish,
Right.
you know, that's why him and Brandy were the face of the autism awareness, you know,
Which I love.
We all love it, you know. They were the face of that.
No, I'm everybody loves it, but I got an autistic kid, so I was like, you,
Exactly.
you two,
But-
I love you both.
And
But
I appreciate
no.
that they stick to their standards. That unlike other places where like we're anti-bullying, but we have bullying storylines. They're like, you know,
Right.
we're supportive of neurodiverse
Yeah,
people.
it's not like they're
but
like,
we're not going
we're-
to use antagonistic stories.
It's not like they said we're all inclusive and we cater to special needs and this and that and the other. And oh, by the way, tune into Dynamite next week. Eugene's debuting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that sort of thing. But that's what I'm saying. Like that would be the equivalent of WWE saying be a star and then showing all these people bullying other people. It's like, it really
Ryan
is.
just made me laugh.
My logic is undeniable. That's all I'm saying. What did Brian say?
The second half is what made me laugh, but the first half he said, "Fuck! If Jay White goes to the E, he'll go from switchblade to damn butter knife." Plus, WWE is the McDonald's and Walmart of wrestling. Product may be shit, but they make tons of money. Fair,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right?
I 100% agree with that.
Oh, Catron's saying he wants Lance Archer to be a Dark Order. That would be. He did a damn nice Brodie tribute. I'll give him that much. Like the outfit and everything.
He did, but he's another one of those guys that
You
is
know
a
what it is?
loner.
I feel like before they typed this in, Cadrian and PETA had just sat back and thought to themselves, what would -1 do? Yeah. Because they were a huge part of his show. So, you know, it would make sense to that point, to at least that much going forward. But yeah, I don't know. I could see Sean Spears doing it. He definitely looks better in a suit than, say, Hangman.
He's the only one that makes sense unless they go out and bring somebody else in for it.
Yeah.
Like maybe All Ego Ethan Page, that is a
Right.
free agent.
Right? And I'm kind of, just since you brought him up, I have to say, I'm kind of interested in this match coming up. I know it's got to be cinematic, but it's All Ego Ethan Page versus Karate Man, who is Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
So he's
Ethan Page
fighting.
versus
Oh,
Ethan
yeah.
Page.
He's fighting himself.
I can't.
This is a cinematic match I gotta see.
Is it gonna be a
So heavy full
cinematic
of
match?
metaphor.
It has to be, dude. You can't fight
No.
yourself.
Here's the thing. This is Impact. Like Impact, straight up, is the only company that lives in the world of kayfabe 24/7
Amen.
because they're not under the microscope like AEW.
But the thing about
and-
this
and
match
Heat.
is, if it's like really cinematic and cut together and special effects, it's gonna be cool. But even if it's like that kayfabe thing, like you were talking about, where it's just kind of this corny, I'm fighting myself type of thing that looks god awful, it's going to make you laugh your ass off regardless. So either way, I gotta see this match.
I see it being this type of match where he just goes out to the ring and it's like he's standing there as himself, and then it's almost like Kenny, like when Kenny wrestled the dummy in
Oh, yeah.
Japan.
Mhm,
It's gonna be like that, but he's gonna just be by himself, like doing basically training and bumping by himself.
Yep.
And then at one point throwing on a headband and becoming the karate guy halfway through the match,
that's what I'm
so
saying.
he gets
Even
to
if
be
he does
both
that,
people.
it's going to be fucking hilarious. So I gotta see it. I gotta. And obviously, just one more for somebody replacing Brodie. I mean, Evil Uno was already #1. So if they want to just make him the new leader,
he doesn't.
it's like it's a seamless transition. Is all I'm saying. Like we move right into the evil Uno era. You know?
No, I get it.
But what
like,
about Rowan? Peter just brought up Rowan.
Oh yeah, Rowan would be great, but from what I heard,
Is he going to be just muscle?
well, he could definitely be muscle, but you know, as intelligent as that man is and everything, he's kind of cut from the same cloth as Brodie was, where he's not just a big muscle bound guy. Like he's got a brain. He's definitely able to work in a ring and do things that guys his size can't do, or not usually. You know, it would be cool to see him in charge, but from everything that I know to this point, that appearance on the tribute was just a one-off. Like they haven't signed him, they haven't tried to work anything out with him yet. They haven't done anything with Rowan or Redbeard or whatever you want to call him. But if they did that, I think it would be a pretty fitting tribute to Brodie. You know, I mean, it was one of his best friends in the business, a guy he was linked to for years. You know, and he's just kind of sitting at home with nothing to do anyway. And not only that, his finishing move is an Iron Claw slam where he literally goes like this. If you don't belong in the Dark Order when your finishing move starts out with the Dark Order hand sign, I don't know who the fuck should be in it then.
No, I the way I would do it,
like we'll get the Von Erichs to take over. Their finishing move is the claw.
the way I would do it would be just you know play it out like I said, but send Redbeard in, or Rowan as everybody knows him. Send him to the Dark Order first as like basically the one going there to tell everyone that hey, he's coming. He'll be here, he's coming, and basically be Spears' right hand.
That would be cool too.
Until Silver wins it over, like just like he did with Brodie at the end.
I know I'm going to sound like Bruce when I say this, but I would love to see him in AEW, and I would love to see him in the Dark Order. Whether he's leading, or he's like Spears' right-hand man, or whatever, I just want him there. I think he's the perfect fit for AEW and that faction.
Yeah.
I love how we jumped from Jay White right back into... Like, damn it, we missed... This is how much we miss you, Brodie Lee. Most of the show was about you.
Right? Actually, it really has been.
It really has been, but it's well-deserved, to say the least.
Fuck it, since we're still talking about
high-class question.
High-class question. Since we're still talking about the Exalted One, and it's been brought up numerous times on numerous social medias by numerous dirt sheets, everywhere. And actually some people that are supposed to have credit in what we do, and you know they have a ranking system with stars. You know, even Uncle Dave says it. That AEW should put on a Brodie Lee tournament. Ooh. Now, my question to you guys is, how would you book a Brodie Lee tournament in AEW?
Oh, like who?
I know how I would book it,
or
how not necessarily the people that would be in it, but like the tournament style, you know.
I got you. Okay,
stuff like that. Like,
I think I've got a good answer for this.
Your gimmick, your twist. Like, all right, I'll tell you what I thought of, what I came up with, just to just to give you an idea and give you a chance to think.
Oh no, I know where you're going now. I think I have a good idea, but go ahead.
I've got nothing.
And that's why I didn't ask you to go first.
Thank you.
No, basically, like my idea is a Brodie Lee tribute tournament for the TNT title, but in this sense, the only people that can be in the tournament is indie wrestlers, no one with the company. And the person that wins is going to be someone that basically wins a contract and a title shot at the end of the tournament from outside the company.
So you're talking about like bringing people in from the outside, or bringing people, or bringing guys from Dark that we see, you know.
No,
well, I mean, not contracted guys, but guys that are on Dark. Like Danny Limelight just had a great match against Serpentico, and he finally got a win. So take a guy like Danny Limelight and stick him in a tournament with like Warhorse and indie guys from wherever, and winner gets not only a contract but a match against the current TNT champion.
Exactly.
I like that. I definitely like that. I was going to go in a little bit of a different direction, but I definitely like that.
All right. Well, what direction were you going in?
Okay, so
Why don't you
I was
enlighten
gonna
us?
say, the Brodie Lee tribute tournament should be kind of like a G1 Bound for Glory type series tournament where you have, so many competitors and different blocks, and they all fight one another, and you keep and you keep tabs on the points, and the leaders of both and the winners of both groups face off, and then the tournament winner goes on to get a TNT title match.
That could work too, and you could actually do that with the indie guys.
You could
As well.
you could do it with indie guys. You could mix in. You could bring in some guys. You could use some guys on the roster that don't really get maybe that singles opportunity. Like, this would be a perfect time for Luchasaurus to come in and show you what he could do without two midgets following him. Well,
Excuse you.
one short person and one kid.
Damn
not
it,
that
Peter!
short.
No, that will not
Marco
be
is
a
short.
battle royal. No.
Why
gonna
not? That's
be-
how we got the diamond ring.
No, it's not gonna be an Andre the Giant battle royal for Brodie Lee, so they can get a stupid trophy and then not have anything happen in your
Oh
career.
God, I don't know. I don't know if he meant that when you were talking about your tournament. But could you imagine like Contra showing up, like for that TNT tournament, and you get like, I don't know, Mods Kruger or even Jacob Fatu, like, yeah, I want the TNT title. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's how you get MLW in the door.
They already
It's
do
all
with MJF.
coming together. Well, yeah, there's that too. There's a few MLW guys between MJF and Pillman Jr. and there's a couple. And Wendy
Damn,
still looks
Kadrian, I
like
kind of like that. I like that. He said, Kadrian said a 16-man tournament. The winner is crowned on an annual Brodie Lee tribute show. Winner gets a shot at TNT Championship at AEW Revolution and a dog collar match. God damn it.
That's
that is
good.
Fucking amazing.
that. That is damn good, Kadrian. I'm gonna bring my soundboard back up just for you because you need a round of applause. Bravo. That really is good.
These are all such good answers, and I'm just kind of like, well, shit. I'm blank.
I'm
My brain's just not functioning today.
I'm
It's
amazed
just-
Wendy hasn't gone to like her go-to when it comes to anything, like deathmatch tournament.
Because it's AEW, it's not CZW, so I know it's not. Gonna
Yeah, but they've
fucking
still had
happen.
dog collar matches and unsanctioned matches, and Jelly's putting himself through a table every other week, and
Yeah, but those aren't death matches per se.
not yet.
They wouldn't do a death match, not on TNT.
What if Peter said something about Dark Order opponents and stuff, and I read it real quick. What if every year it's a tournament of the members of the Dark Order versus each other in a tournament, and
Winner gets a TNT title shot.
yes,
I
so
like it.
every year it's just
like
the
it.
Dark Order wrestling the Dark Order for a TNT title shot.
I like it. Lots of John Silver to be had, so I like it. I love that dude. I can't help it.
Oh, he's great. He really is. Like if you watch his old matches on the Indies, he is
Which I have.
spectacularly strong,
And he is.
and he's athletic, and he's amazing.
This woman speaks nothing but facts right now.
I really hate to do this right now.
But you're gonna do it anyways.
I'm gonna fucking do it anyways.
Wet
Do it.
blanket time.
John Silver's basically the Otis of AEW, but better.
I was gonna say,
He's-
don't you ever compare that man to that man.
Why? Look
he's-
at their gimmicks.
John
and what they
Silver
say.
is what Otis should be.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
that's more like
Should
it.
be-
Thank you, Grandma.
He should be comedic relief, but when it comes time for business, motherfucker can roll, and that's what Otis should be. Instead,
Yes.
Otis is comedic relief in all aspects, and that's not how it
Yeah,
should be.
and Otis is a little bit more show, a little bit less go than Silver. Overall.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm just backing you up because you're
Yeah.
right on the money. Grandma is very wisdomous.
You're just putting
even when
it.
her
You're just making it
brain doesn't
rhyme,
work.
and I like that. That's all.
Okay. And I thought she would like that too. So okay.
So I'm
Her
not
brain
wrong.
isn't working because I have it. So I had to give it back so she could do that. And then I. But yeah, no,
you are not wrong, Brucey.
You're not wrong. It's just Grandma said it better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take that one.
You know, I gotta lay the footprint.
It's like a jar. Brucey loosened it for you. He was like, "Here you go."
When he's like, here,
His
can you
hands,
open
trust
this
me.
pickle jar for me? I got you. Not quite. Here you go. You try. No, it's one of those.
Clink!
Can you open the pickle jar? You turn it over and you smack the bottom, and then you hand it back to them, and they're like,
"Wow, thanks, Brucey."
I'm sorry. I'm over here like, wait, what? No one's ever done these. I'm just like, oh yeah, I got this. There you go. Like, there's a reason my brothers call me man hands. All right, like.
Okay, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but okay.
I mean, I'm on notas for a reason, all
It's
right?
like once again, the two dudes here try to play off that Wendy is a lady, and she shoots us right down.
Fuck no. Anybody who knows me well enough knows I ain't
Next
no
week,
fucking lady.
next week, Wendy will be the first dude of Top Rope Wrestling.
I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember that for the intro. The first dude of Top Rope Wrestling Talk.
This is why on the last show I said I used the word lady loosely.
Senor Heat. That's me, y'all. I need that on the shirt. Senor Heat.
Grandpa Wendell.
Grandpa Wendy. Yeah. Oh, now I got a tear in my eye for a different reason.
Grandpa Wendell. Go fuck
You know,
yourself.
I don't know if it would work or not, but it's bounced around in my head a little bit. We keep talking about the TNT title, so I'm just going to ask it anyway. Should the TNT title, because, like, we've got all the Impact stuff, it just keeps bouncing around. Should the TNT title have that, like, option C attached to it, where, like, you have it leading into, like, All In or like, their biggest pay-per-view of the year, you can cash it in for a shot at the AEW title?
No. And here's why. It's already been done. Everyone's already complaining enough about, AEW is just like WCW, or AEW's copying WWE, or this and that. It's like they don't need to do it, and I think they should make it more like a television title than anything, and have it defended weekly on TV.
I gotta say, I do like the new belt and the slightly altered design. I think it's kind of cool. But I also said it because Cody held it forever, and I thought this is a way to get this man. I'm always thinking about that. I'm always thinking about a way to put Cody back in the fucking title picture. I'm like, oh, he got his last name. Cody Rhodes can challenge. So option C, if he gets the TNT title back, he could turn it in.
No, I think the TNT title should be treated like Bruce said, like its own, like the TV title, where it's shit. I just spaced on the word. I'm thinking of it in Spanish. Defended, weekly, but it should be given its own prestige, like the Intercontinental title. Like it should have its own dignity and its own thing. Be its own entity, so to speak.
I know she didn't know, but this is a good segue too, because the other question that I got was, do we think the IWGP Intercontinental title should just be retired? Like, no more, done. Instead of having a double champ, now you just have an IWGP champ.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think New Japan would miss that title because they have so fucking many as it is.
Yeah.
True. But at the same time, WWE really wouldn't miss their Intercontinental title because they have a fuck ton, but it's still there.
No, well,
And I think it
WWE's
still goes back
a
to like the
little
history, because there have been a lot of people, a lot of legendary Japanese wrestlers that have held that belt. I mean, Shinsuke pops into my head. It was one of the many, but there have been a lot of international Japanese superstars who have won that belt. Just like there have been a lot of WWE Hall of Famers that have won the Intercontinental belt. So eventually you got to start looking at legacy of a championship and like, can we get rid of this? Because it's such a huge part of what we have been and what we are.
Look over your left shoulder, Dom.
I see.
Yeah. That
And
That
getting rid
says-
of that,
that says yes, you can retire a belt like that.
yeah, but not when you
Yes.
bring in these ugly ones with different colored belts. Like that's
It
just,
doesn't matter. It's still you can still do it. But
like we're gonna bring in a belt that Jeff Hardy made out of cardboard when he was 8. You know, like that's not cool. I'd rather have that bad boy than the Universal title.
I think just
Because
about any of
again,
them would.
that belt over my left shoulder has history. Legends have won that belt. Then you look at the Universal title. Goldberg has won that belt.
You realize the only title left from WCW is the United States title?
Yeah, and it kind of makes me sad too. It's like, continue the tradition. You know, you bought the company, use it.
That's got to be Devin chiming in. What's up, Devin? He says, is the TNT title on the same level as the AEW title? Not yet.
No.
My opinion, not yet.
Not really, and I don't think it's supposed to be.
I think it's supposed to be
not.
like a secondary title. That's why I said
Yeah.
like let it stay its own thing with its own
It's
It's a platform.
shit
It's
with
a
its own
it-
shit.
it's a TV title with a fancy name. So like if you have companies like ROH has a world television title. Is it on the same level as the ROH World Heavyweight title? No, but it's still important. That's the way like AEW title, TNT title, just like ROH title, ROH TV title. You know, it's never going to be on the exact same level, and it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't, because it's going to give guys who aren't in that heavyweight title picture something to go after or something to help further their career. Especially now that
It's-
Cody seems to be done with it.
It's like Eddie Kingston said, like on oh no, this would be totally different. Never mind. But it should still be treated like they should each have their own prestige. Kingston was saying on the Jericho podcast that like every title, all wrestlers should go for every title like it's the big one, you know. But they are all still their own title. It's not separate. I mean, it is separate things. It's not all one and the same. But it should be treated as its own prestigious thing. And that's why it should be two separate entities, and the TNT will not be on the same level as the heavyweight, because then what's the point of the world championship if
Right.
both are on the same thing, you know?
Right.
Like treat them both the same when you're going for it, like it's the ultimate goal,
Yeah.
but acknowledge and respect that it's different levels.
Yeah. It's just like bringing up the
Nailed it.
Intercontinental title. Bringing up the Intercontinental title.
Nailed it.
Whether the Intercontinental title be IWGP or WWE, yeah, legends have held it, because even Kadrian agreed with what I said. But at the same time, the WWE Championship was always on another level from that Intercontinental title. You still had Hall of Famers who, like Honky Tonk Man, basically a Hall of Famer because he held that Intercontinental title belt so many times.
Yeah. Mr.
But-
Perfect with that IC title.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But a lot of the people that held it went on
Made
to
the title
eventually become WWE champion, the guy, because they were tested with a belt like that. And so they're not on the same level, but they can lead you to that level. And that's where we are with AEW, just like any other promotion.
Peter, you bringing up that spinner belt? I swear, you do it one more time, I'll beat
That's
you
why
with
I
it.
laughed. I laughed because he brought up the spinner belt. I was not
I'll
laughing
beat you with
at
the
you.
damn spinner belt.
I was checking the comments and I saw the spinner belt, and I immediately started giggling because it was the
Fucking
worst.
spinner belt.
Nothing is worse than that championship in WWE. Like, I know the current belts are kind of, you know, carbon copies with different colors and the same damn logo, and you're like, okay. But that spinner belt, oh my god. And the more they tried to improve it, the worse it was. Like, Edge
Oh
won
my
it,
God.
so they give him the special rated R spinner on it, you know?
Blech.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
worst.
Exactly. It was the worst.
Like when Cena brought it out, I was like, all right, cool. It's a sweet gimmick belt for his gimmick. Like, that's perfect for him. And
Yeah.
No, you know what was perfect? You know what was
kept
perfect
it
when
for
he
7-8 years.
when he broke out the U.S. title spinner belt. I thought that was
was
perfect because
sick.
again, it's not on that level. So
Yeah.
to further your character, get you to that level, it makes sense to have a spinner U.S. championship, and it was kind of cooler because the whole thing spun. It had the same kind of design, you know, but the whole thing spun. So it was kind of cooler, and it was also on a lower level. Once he did it with the WWE title, I was like, "You blasphemous piece of shit!"
Trash
Because again,
eater.
legends have held that belt, and now it spins like dead legends are spinning in their graves every time you flick that WWE logo.
Like how and Wendy, I know you fucking hate his guts, but just bear with me and don't see through the hate on this. But like, how embarrassed do you think CM Punk was to carry that title around?
Tremendous,
Bro.
because
Yeah,
regardless,
oh my god. You know he got home and was like, fucking piece of shit, like every fucking night. Just threw it against a wall or something.
No, you know what he did?
Fuck
He
you.
stuck it in his refrigerator so he didn't have to look at it because there was nothing in there. So fuck, put this. Like he's
But
not
he, like,
putting it up
fart
on
on
a
it
shelf
every
like
night.
me. He's throwing it in the refrigerator, slamming that shit shut because he don't want to look at it.
Just
'Cause
throw it
I
into
know-
the basement.
I know he's a douchey guy, but CM Punk is also old school to the core. And to look at that title, even after he won it and got to, like, you know, the top of the mountain, just to look at it and go, and I got to hold this piece of shit? Fuck!
Bruh,
And I'm
I was
with
just
him
like-
on that.
I would throw it over a bridge and I'd be like, oh no, I got stolen. Guess we got to get a new one.
Right, like, hey, Vince, do you still have that Golden Eagle belt? Because I accidentally dropped it. It got stolen, or my dog ate
Something
it.
happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. It's just no
I don't know
longer
what happened to
with
it, but it's gone. Okay, it's a
might have
Jericho
caught on fire.
situation.
Fuck if I know.
Somebody stole it in the hotel. I don't know what happened. I was drinking champagne in a hot tub wearing leather pants. I don't know what happened.
Man, if that was my title, I would like fart on it every night. I'd be so hateful about it.
Right.
Like, piece of shit.
I just want to say how I love like a lot of these comments have played into a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to talk
Kadrian.
to. So
I love that Kadrian said, yeah, and as soon as The Rock won it from CM Punk, guess what? They changed
They
it.
changed it.
Because The Rock was like, I ain't holding that piece of monkey shit.
It's like, hell nah. You're not doing
So-
this to The Rock.
So speaking of segueing from CM Punk, because you know it just worked out so fucking great for something that
Oh, boy.
Wendy actually wanted to talk about and started to talk about at the beginning of the show,
Okay.
is the Mustafa Ali comments on Raw Talk.
On Raw Talk.
Basically, can you pull up what he said, Wendy? I think you have someone had it written down. I can't remember.
I just remember him saying, like, I've basically how he had been, ignored and all this stuff, and then Raw decides to do 3 hours of legends who can barely walk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he understands and respects them for paving the way, but why won't they let him walk down that path?
Down to paved walk.
And I
Yeah.
think the funniest part of all of it, if you remember this, Bruce, was Charlie Caruso's response. She was like, "But did you hear the crowd cheering when Hulk Hogan
my
showed
God.
up?" And he's like, "Oh
like,
yeah,
"Oh, they pumped it in real
they pumped in
loud."
that
Yeah.
crowd noise real loud."
They pumped it in real good for him. I was
And then
like,
Raw
oh,
Talk
fuck.
became Retribution Talk, and I was like, "Okay, this is fucking
And then,
gold."
and then he was like, these people can barely walk. And Charlie's like, yeah, because they put their bodies on the line. I'm like, so do they. So
So
do
does
they.
Mustafa Ali.
But the
Why are you
thing-
talking to him like he's a toddler?
Like, this man created Kofi Mania because he got hurt. Does anybody remember that?
And the reason I brought this whole thing up, and I'm glad Wendy brought it up, is the comment. It was on Clark Street. Devin posted it on Clark
Yes,
Street.
Devin
That's
posted
where
it to the
was.
Clark Street
So,
community page.
You know, you talked about putting their bodies on the line. That was your comment on there. And he's like, the more talks, Ali talks the truth, the more you love Ali. And my follow up to that was the last person that spoke the truth in promos got fired on their wedding.
This is a fact.
It's true.
This is an absolute fact. So it's like, should we start the countdown clock until Mustafa
Right.
Ali?
Should we count?
honestly,
should we do his countdown to his ROH?
Zelina Vega spoke the
Debut.
truth on social media, and like 3 minutes later, we wish her the best in her future endeavors. And as good as it was, the point that I had to it was like, as good as Ali clearly was, and as factual as he was, and as gold as that whole thing was, you know what the problem was with all of that It wasn't actually on TV.
Yeah.
Because he'll go back to Raw next
But-
week, and he'll find a way to bully Ricochet with 5 other guys, or he'll job out to somebody, and Retribution will just keep flatlining. But put him on Raw Talk, and he'll kill it, because nobody's watching.
They did a huge thing on Main Event with Retribution.
Right?
But who watched it?
Exactly.
The thing is like they were out there. It's like an hour show, and they were out there doing an interview for like 45 minutes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one match from Retribution. I think Retribution lost.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, like Cadrian's even saying, great promo, bad timing. Great promo, bad timing equals Ali.
Yeah.
But when else can he do it? Because they're gonna, how long have we been hearing? Oh, well, you gotta let this Retribution storyline play out.
There's nothing left to play out.
It's played
Give them
out.
Their original,
And it went nowhere.
let Ali stay. Let him rebuild a new Retribution.
Yeah.
Get those guys out. Maybe keep Thorne.
Do that. Let him unmask Retribution and let them be who they were. That might get them somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Fuck this T-bar shit, and he just rips the mask off. You're Donovan, or you're Dominic Dijakovic. Fuck Reckoning. You're Mia Yim. You're one of the best. You're one of the best female wrestlers of all time. That kind of thing.
In storyline, he gave them the names.
So now he's taking them away.
He can give them their names back.
And then Ricochet can just come in and be Ricochet.
No.
But they could be themselves, is what I'm saying. Like, Ricochet could fly again. Dijakovic could be one of the most talented big men on any roster. Mia Yim could be Mia Yim, which we all know is pretty damn good. It's a lot better than Reckoning and T-Bar and whatever the fuck.
Slapnut.
Slapnuts, yeah.
Slap nuts.
Yep.
Double J.
Slapnuts and titty fuck. And...
Whoa. Like
That went a little far. PG-13,
that
my son.
That escalated very
Since
quickly.
when? Since when? We talk about bags of mixed dicks and sucking farts out of people's asses? That's too far.
Well,
Bag of
Raw is
mixed
supposed to be
dicks.
PG, so they would keep it PG,
I don't have
No,
to.
they're trying to get edgier.
This ain't
Oh,
Raw
that's right.
talk. We really do talk Raw in this show, but not Monday night.
Adrian, you're not helping my theories. He needs to go back to NXT.
It didn't
Ricochet
work.
just needs to leave the E and go back to what he was and just fucking fly.
What if he
Fly, Ricochet,
What
fly.
if he did leave, but he went and joined Osprey's empire?
Ooh.
That would be amazing. That's where he should be.
Oh,
That's what he
my
should be
heart.
doing.
Yes, anything but this. Anything.
Yes.
Anything. Wrestle in your backyard and jump into your pool from the ring. Better.
There's been a rumored a fuck ton of people that aren't going to re-sign their contracts when they're up.
Are you surprised?
Yeah.
No.
And I want to see, because I know there's a lot of people rumored, but I want to see how many of those people get the Gulak treatment and go, okay. Because we've already seen this. We've already seen Drew Gulak is leaving, and then they pulled him in, and they put him on TV, and they wined him and dined him, so to speak, and he signed that contract. And how much have we seen Drew Gulak lately? Like, Ali mentioned him in his big rant on Raw Talk, but you see him chasing after the 24/7 title every now and then. But he went from being like Daniel Bryan's coach and high up on the card of SmackDown to basically disappearing and running after the 24/7 title.
The
minute he signed.
The only reason they even threw an offer at him to re-sign him as quick as they did is because he put on a 5-star match with Daniel Bryan the day before his contract went out.
But that's what I mean. They convinced him, like, you could be doing this every week. You could be blah, 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 and this and that. And he went, okay, sure, I'll sign Vinny. And as soon as he signed his name, like, the ink didn't dry. And they they threw him back in the 24/7 title pool with Tozawa dressed as a ninja and oh, we need somebody to make up for EC3. Start running. I want to see how many people they can rope in with that same type of, recruitment package of putting them on TV and letting them have a 5-star match and all this stuff and guarantee and promising them the world until they sign that contract. And then it's just like, okay, off to mediocrity, you.
Like the only way to have real success in WWE coming from the outside is to not be AJ Styles per se.
That's what I was gonna say.
But to have a career similar to his.
Yeah.
He's really in the last however long he's been there. He's been the last person to come from outside of WWE or be an outsider coming in that hasn't been homegrown to be a star in the company.
To be a WWE champion,
Yeah, that too.
I mean, to be a star. And that's what I mean. You basically have to be AJ Styles. Because it's not like people will say, well, Daniel Bryan did it. And to a point he did, but look at all he had to do to get to there.
He had to jump
look
through
at the
hoops
Miz
of fire.
and then the mid-card stuff and all the crazy shit with AJ Lee. Just on and on until he finally got to that Yes Movement moment years later. And at that point, he was basically a homegrown guy. Because it was like, well, we've had you for so long. We've done so much with you.
That's the thing. Like, if you're not homegrown and you're not an AJ Styles, you literally have to suffer through shit.
Yeah, the only other
to
person
get your shot. If you
the only
can stick
other person
around
I
and
can
suffer
think
through
of,
it, you'll make it.
The only other person I could think of that's kind of on that level because he was a Universal Champion would be Kevin Owens. Because he built himself up, ROH, all that, had a cup of coffee in NXT, became champ, beat John Cena holding that belt, then came in, became the Universal Champion after Finn Balor went out, and the whole thing with Jericho and that ensued and so on and so forth. But he's like the only other, independent, outside of WWE guy who came in and actually held one of the main titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's crazy.
So I really can't see a lot of guys coming. I can't. Well, I was gonna say, can you see anybody like from anywhere else right now, New Japan, ROH, anywhere, or NWA, that could walk in and eventually, not even eventually, but like become champion as quick as someone like AJ Styles or Kevin Owens? 'Cause the only one that even comes to mind is maybe Okada, and then it's like, oh wait,
Kenny.
but he's Japanese. But Kenny won't go.
No, he won't. You're saying, but if you're saying hypothetically, who could go there from the outside? Kenny Omega.
Oh,
I'm sure.
One. I'm sure he probably could, and he probably would, but he won't. Like maybe Okada, and then the list kind of falls off. Like, Tanahashi, not really.
No, I mean, you'd have to Fatu. I mean, but they'd probably put him through NXT first.
At least he has that family, connection to the head of the table.
I really, really hope that Cody signs Jimmy and Jay's brother as a fuck you to WWE.
That would be great. That would be wonderful.
That would be the best.
And then they make him like one of their top stars.
It'll never.
That
It'll
would
never.
be great.
It would never happen. But I'd love to see Jacob Fatu show up on SmackDown and tell Roman he's the real head of the table. Like that. That would just destroy him. That would just be that's a dream of mine. I probably had.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't fuck with Umaga's kids.
No, they do not play.
Or as William Regal would call him, Umanga.
Umanga.
Who was his
Umanga?
manager? Who was the Cuban guy that was
Alejandro
the manager?
Estrada. I think he might have had 3 names. No, he had 2. It was Alejandro Estrada.
Yeah.
That you knew of.
Yeah. If that
Because
was
we Latinos like to have 50 million names for no reason.
if that was his real name, we're not sure to this day. All I remember is he would just scream his name and chew on a cigar all the time.
You know what? Brian's right. He said, forget Japanese legends like Tanahashi or Okada. He signed Shinsuke only to take away his badassery. Yep.
Yeah. That's why I was saying maybe Okada, but at the same time, he's Japanese, and everybody that comes in from Japan ends up becoming...
Unless you're
Ninja.
Asuka.
Or Ninja. Unless you're Asuka. Yes. Unless you're Asuka.
Yeah, like that's the other thing. We could have fucking goddamn it, Kadrian. I don't want to talk about this man anymore. We could have got Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre too.
That's what I was
at
saying.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I have said to this very day that Bobby probably gave Drew his best title defense. On a pay-per-view that was not very good, they damn near stole the show. And they have a history together from going all the way back to Impact. So like they're familiar with one another, they work great together, they're both basically at their peaks, and Bobby's match was before, like, he had gotten with MVP, but there was no Hurt Business yet. There was no Cedric. There was no Shelton. There was no these guys going after Retribution. There was none of that. So to give him a title match now, he might actually win. And people might not be mad if he wins, because in the Hurt Business's whole big, goal this year to become golden, kind of like the Undisputed Era did in NXT. Well, you got the U.S. title. Then you got the tag titles, which Shelton had said. Who's going to win the WWE title? MVP?
That would be amazing.
I mean, it would be cool, but can you see it happening? I don't.
Yes.
That'd be interesting.
But I could see Bobby holding 2 belts.
In my booking world, it would already have happened.
Oh, no, you and me both. You and me both. I'm talking about in reality, in Vince land. Do you see that happening? The answer is no. But I can see Bobby holding 2 championships, because look at him. If you don't believe that man can hold 2 belts, you're not looking at him. That motherfucker could break me in half like that. And is a much more believable contender than Randy Orton, who already beat Drew. Fuck.
205 Live still a thing?
It is. And if I can throw one more cherry on top of that sundae, Bobby Lashley is actually a more credible contender than Bill fucking Goldberg. There, I said it.
I mean, it's true. No lies.
I kind of hope we get Riddle versus Goldberg so Riddle can knock him out.
I was thinking that. I was thinking the only way that I would enjoy the match coming up would be if somehow, some way, Matt Riddle gets involved and costs Goldberg the title, and then we have those two somewhere. I don't even care if it's WrestleMania, like somewhere, and Riddle just knocks him out faster than like he did with Cassius Ohno on NXT. Just bye, and that's the end of Willie G. Just gone. Get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah, I know Riddle hasn't had the best year, but that match,
the old man's high on him.
Very.
Which literally high.
The old man's high on him, and I bet you he could smoke Goldberg. I'm just saying.
Bro.
Had to put that in there.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we're running out of shit to talk about.
I think we really are.
So.
I think we've pretty much.
We're talking about some pretty random shit right now.
We really are. We're everywhere tonight.
We are. We're everywhere. It's okay. We can do that. It's our show. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Sure.
But yeah, it was definitely great to be back. It was definitely great doing all the stuff with Felipe and Gonzalo. We had a ball doing it. It was like 7 hours of nonstop fun. I'm not even gonna lie. Well, for Brucey, it was more like 5.5 or 6 because he kept tapping. But that's another story.
Hey, you gotta work.
But it does feel good to finally be back. I was feeling a little rusty. I probably am. When he's over here laughing, I don't know what was. Probably my stupid shit.
A bit of both.
A little bit. But we definitely want to thank everybody that showed up in the chat again, and everybody that's watched us, listened to us, whatever. And from there, let's just let High Class give you the social media so we can start wrapping this bitch up.
It's the only way they keep me around. It's the only reason. For the intro and the outro.
Pretty much. And you fucked up the intro, so you better get this right.
Oh, dear God, fucking save me.
Jobs are on the line.
All right, so here you go. You
Entertain me.
You find people in the entertainment listening world, whether you're watching us on the Tube of View or you're listening to us on podcast. You can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are a publicly traded group. We are open. Apply. We'll accept. Come in. Talk anything wrestling. Join our forums. Y'all heard it a million times. Join the forums, threads, or just post random shit that we can talk about for wrestling. That's why it's called Top Rope Wrestling Talk. So we can just talk about all things wrestling. Yeah. Then you can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Come on, find us there. Twitter's been pretty active we've actually picked up the pace on Twitter.
We have. I've been trying to get more out. Trying to link Instagram pages and do whatever so I can get more content out there for you guys.
You find us there, and you can also find us on Instagram at top_rope_wrestling_talk. I can't believe I had first try, and it's been a while. And now that part is done, now you can find our merch on Facebook on our merch page, which is TRWT merch. Come on there, look at the logos, look at the designs. I believe we're still doing Brodie Lee tribute shirts. These are not being made to make money. We are making nothing. The merch maker is making nothing off of these shirts.
No, this is just strictly a tribute.
Yes, it's a tribute shirt for Brodie. Feel free to go on. I believe they're like $12, and that's just the cost of the shirt and the vinyl.
Yeah, and we have that and so much more. Like I know Brucey wasn't here for it, but last week at the end of the worst of, I showed everybody my son's Stay Fresh Cheese Bag T-shirt.
Yep.
So we do stuff for kids. We have ladies shirts. We have hoodies. We have T-shirts. I think we're even getting long sleeve T-shirts.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. We have mugs. We can do masks. Pretty much everything. And if we don't have it, ask the merch maker. She might be able to get it.
Yes. So you can just message the merch maker on YouTube, or you can find.
You mean Facebook?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Facebook. Thank you.
On Facebook, yes, not YouTube.
They'll
get me on YouTube, and then I'll have to tell them.
No, you can also find the merch maker on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I believe it's at TRWT merch. _merch.
At TRWT _merch, because Wendy had to help me with that one last.
Yes, it is TRWT _merch.
There you go, on the gram.
Grandma schooled me, I schooled you, now we all know, and knowing's half the battle.
Full circle.
Right? The circle.
Oh, Cadrian just said hoodies, add to the cart. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Get you that hoodie for that blustering 50-degree Florida weather. Brrr.
Bullshit. Or
I
that,
did get one.
or that hoodie for the 25-degree weather I got in Virginia. What the fuck?
Right?
It was cold out this morning.
Like, I moved south to get away from this shit, y'all.
It's following you, man.
I know, shit. I'm about to go join Brucey in Florida. Oh, wait, I hate Florida. Never mind.
I was going to say, ew, no, don't do that. Come on, have some self-respect.
What the fuck? I'm raising my kids down here. It's not that bad.
I'm so sorry for them.
Oh,
they're
poor
flourishing.
kids.
Florida, though. It's Florida.
Okay.
Enough has been said. I mean, come on. When you have more than enough news reports that start with Florida man or Florida woman, and it's just something outlandish and downhill, yeah, that says a lot about a whole ass state.
That
Yeah,
happens
I hate,
in a lot of places. But
I hate to agree, but But
Florida has the reputation for it, though.
That's the fact, Jack.
Wendy, just give us the podcast.
Lady Wendy, and I do use that term loosely. Dude Wendy.
Very loosely.
The first
Let everybody
man-
know where they
the-
can
the
find
first
us.
man of
Doodliness.
Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Please give
Yes,
us
your
Doodliness.
doodliness. Please let everybody know where they can listen to our podcast.
You can listen to our podcasts wherever podcasts are distributed. So you can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you go to iHeartRadio, you'll have to actively look us up there, but you will still find us there. So yeah, and then you can also watch these beautiful goblin faces of ours on YouTube's.
I don't know. I look kind of good today. I'm just
My
saying.
beard's looking good today.
I'm looking
bud.
at
I'm looking like a
at the
fucking
shot
goblin,
right now.
but
Like,
whatever.
damn. I could almost pass for like 39. This is ridiculous.
Shut the fuck up.
I could get away with 38 today.
Right, maybe 37? I don't
got
know.
a
I don't
little-
see any
I think
grays.
I got a little less grays.
Like my face is smooth, no wrinkles. I think I could be 37.
All right, Wendy.
I look like I crawled out of a bog or something. Like,
Oh no.
no,
No.
You know,
She's acting like she's Smeagol or some shit.
I look like a fucking goblin today.
No.
Precious.
That's because you're. That's
The precious.
the Hobbits is lying to us.
And I'm dead.
Hey, Wendy, did you ever give the podcast info?
She did.
Did
Okay.
She did.
I did.
Now we're just being stupid.
I'm
Wow.
tired.
Yeah, just to be clear, if you go to the website, you'll find every platform but iHeartRadio. You have to go
Yes.
to
Actually, go to
iHeartRadio
iHeartRadio.
and
Yeah.
search for Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and we will come up and you can follow us there. A lot of people have, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
And if you are listening to us on podcast, of course, you can, again, come to Fox Den, see these beautiful faces. We have lots of content. We are quickly approaching our 100th episode on Fox Den Productions because there are a lot of, to you guys in podcast land, like audio, there are a lot of YouTube exclusives on Fox Den Productions that you're not going to get at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. So come to Fox Den if you're looking for content, if you're looking for something to entertain you in these times where you got to stay home. There is plenty for you. We have 3 shows. This is the flagship. Just enjoy whatever. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell so you can be ready whenever we go live at the TRWT3 ride once again. We will see you next week. Until then, everybody stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Don't be a Loki. And, of course, cleaner style, because I have to, because I love him, because this is ridiculous and I'm excited. Goodbye. Mwah! And good night. Bang!
Wendy,
Oh yeah, stay fresh, cheese bags.
And there's that, too.
say words, son.